Have a situation in the summer, Americans spend more time, more money on sunscreens when the temperature goes up and less money on sunscreen when the temperature goes down. Once more, in the summer, Americans spend more money on sunscreen when the temperature is up and less when the temperature is down. We're being asked to identify or to determine what's the independent variable in this situation and what's the dependent. Well, remember that the dependent variable depends on the value of the independent variable. Well, in this case, what do you think the independent variable is? It's temperature. It's temperature. Well, what's the dependent? Well, it's the amount that you spend on the sunscreen. The amount you spend depends on the temperature. Remember, it's saying here that you're going to spend more money if the temperature goes up. You're going to spend less money if the temperature goes down. So once again, the independent variable is independent. The temperature is independent. It's temperature. It can go up or can down. But what's going to happen, the dependent variable depends on the value of the independent variable. The amount of money that you spend will depend on what the temperature is. So I'm going to go ahead and write this in. In here, the independent variable is temperature. And the dependent is the amount of money you spend on the sunscreen. Okay, let's try another one. Okay, we want to determine what's the independent and what's the dependent. The number of tiles used to cover a bathroom floor is based on the size of the floor. How many tiles you use to cover a bathroom is base, can I say, depends on the size of the floor? I sure can. I sure can. So, what is the independent variable? Well, the independent variable here is the size of the floor. Whatever size of the floor is, the dependent here is the number of tiles. The number of tiles, the size of the floor will determine how many tiles you use. So therefore, the independent variable is the size of the floor. That's independent. The dependent variable will be the number of tiles used. Is this getting a little easier? Again, how many tiles you use depends on whatever the size of the floor. Let's try another one. Jordan sews a certain number of scarves at a constant rate for a number of hours. Okay? I want you to think about this and see if you... I'm going to give you a few seconds. Jordan sews a certain number of scarves. He's sewing all these scarves at a constant rate for a number of hours. What's the independent variable? And what's the dependent? Think you got it? The independent is what? At the number of hours. He can work so many hours. And what's going to depend, what's going to be the dependent variable here? How many scars he produces. The number of scars he produces will depend on how many hours he works. So the dependent is the number of scars.